bringing you something new, and I'm hoping that I can stick with it for at least 1 month, because yeah, I'm pretty notorious in embracing all the new things and then falling off the wagon. So here goes. Scrappy Kathy and Scrappy Adam, whose channels I will link there. In fact, I will link their first video that they did for this particular project, so that you can kind of watch and see what it's all supposed to look like. They came up with this concept and they called it scrap backwards. So you start with a sticker sheet or a chipboard sheet and build a kit with that, because normally with a layout you'd start with the photo or maybe the paper, or with building a kit you probably would start with, you know, the paper or a theme or something like that. So the idea is to start with something that needs a bit of love and not have any particular photo or anything else in mind. So in order to complicate things, because I love to make things harder than they have to be, I thought that each month I would kind of have a particular goal when I put my kit together for this. And I guess this month, watching Adam and Kathy pull out old stuff, I remembered all the old things that I have, and my goal would be to kind of pull out things that, well, obviously special things because this is Sasa, but I'm not sort of pulling out my most special ones. So those things, the older brands that aren't with us anymore, and also things that are hard to use. So that's why I chose not 1, not 2, but 3 of these Sassafras big label sheets. And I think I've got at least 3 of each of these. And the reason why I keep pulling them out and not using them is because the stickers are massive. They are humongous. And normally when you look for a label sticker, it's just something little to shove somewhere. So I really want to make a dent in these and try and come up with a concept to sort of use them successfully. So that's my like old thing, but also hard. And I think they all go together quite well. It's going to be a sort of a retro rainbow vibe, I guess. And then I went to chipboard, and I thought these basic grey chipboard things would work well in terms of the colour. The motifs are a bit random, so we shall see. And then there are these chipboard arrows and speech bubbles from Studio Calico. They're pretty old, so they definitely need to be used and gone, and yeah, they should be fairly easy to incorporate. Now I have a few different packets of these plastic bows. Again, huge, hard to use. I've managed to use 1. So even if I just use 1, it's going to be a start. While I was in my Sassafras drawer, yes, there's a drawer, there are these. I've definitely used some from here, and I've used a couple. So I wanted to try and, I mean, these are not hard to use, but I wanted to sort of use up the partially used ones. Then these are not that hard to use either. I have a few different ones of these, but I thought that the colours worked. It's got that fabric vibe, which a lot of the Sassafras patterns, they are sort of printed fabric and then the fabric flowers. The only thing with these clothing tag type things is I like to stitch them down. So that does sort of, it means I have to be prepared for that. Then there are these stickers. So this is kind of the order that I sort of did it in, and normally papers would come quite early on in the piece. I love both of these fonts so much, and they are older thickers, but they're big, and especially these ones are fat, so it does mean that short words, short titles, it does put a limit on what you can do. These ones are actually fabric, so I think that also it's a bit of a theme, I guess, happening. And these I just found when I was unearthing something else and went, yeah, right, they can go in. Because photo corners, I've struggled to use them. They're so cute though, look at them. These, in fact, I can't remember which side I pulled them out for. Like there's 2 in here, so they're both going in as like a secondary flat alpha. I'm going to be stuck if I need tiny alphas, so I will let myself go back into stash for those. But again, these mixed font type alphas, they look completely awesome on the page, but they are challenging to use. In terms of paper, I decided that I would only pull in papers for the background, and I think the idea is for this to be a mini kit, and obviously I've paid close attention to that, considering how many embellies I've pulled out, and to make a layout a week on a Monday for the month, and it's already Tuesday, almost afternoon here. So I picked paper while I was in the sort of sassafras basic grey kind of vibe. I wasn't deliberately sort of pulling from there, but you know, I thought whatever, and anything to sort of build up the page, I'll pull from the scrap box, and I'm just going to pull those as I go, because if I try and do it now, I'll pull out most of it and it's just going to be out of control. So I do have 5 sheets here, not 4, only because one is in the hard to use category, and that hard to use one is this. I love blue and yellow, but I just can't make it work on any particular page. It actually doesn't look too bad together, so yeah, I'm hoping to cut into this at least, and I have a few of these sheets. That's not going to be one of my backgrounds, I don't think, but if it is, that's a win. So here are my backgrounds. 4, I think there's 4, yep. Alright, this is basic grey. This, I love this ledger, and I especially love what looks like someone going to draw organic chemistry sort of compounds. I know they're honeycomb, but because my major's chemistry, I see organic chemistry. Anyway, I kind of cheated because a ledger and a neutral ledger, it's going to work with anything. But the back's red, so if I do use these red circles, so much the better. This I definitely want to use as a background. I think it's from the same collection as this. What's this? Life is Beautiful, pocket full of roses. Yeah, it is the same. So, but I did pull this out because these papers that have a really busy papers, they are harder to use as a background, and it's something I would like to do a lot more. So that is going to be my aim, to, if I can possibly use this as a background, that would be great. But this would make a nice background too. Scenic Route. Who remembers Scenic Route? Again, look at this. This is kind of easy. But this reddish pink, colour-wise, goes with everything else. I mean, look at that. It's a good match. So red is one of those papers that it looks great in small pieces, but a bright red background, although this is not bright red, it is a sort of a muted red. Yeah, that could be interesting to try and use that, make it work. But again, I've done the predictable thing. There's different greens and that pinky red stripe on that side. This basic grey, I've got quite a lot from this line, Out of Print it's called. This would be a great side to use, and there's, in that particular collection, they've got this sort of similar pattern in different colours. So this is the pink one, and I think this was a sort of busy background. This would make a really cool background too. So it gives me options, and then none of them are sort of really themey. I mean, this one's a bit cutesy. It would look cute on a baby page, but I probably won't do a baby page, although I could. The next things that I'm going to show you are not officially technically part of my kit, but I'm going to use them. So this container of wood veneers and little metal bits, it's a sort of hand-picked selection from the containers where all my wood veneer lives, and they're all sorted nicely, and I just put a bit of that low-lying helicopter's gone. Yeah, so it's sort of a mix of the metal and the wood veneer that sits there, and I figured if I have a little one on my desk in front of me, I might use it a bit more. So clearly that's been working for me, mostly because the rest of my desk's a bit of a mess, and I don't. Then there's this. This is a whole bunch of die cuts, and this is what happens when I make a layout and I use about 10% of what I pull out. They all get dumped in here and they need to be put away. Now some of them I've already started to sort and put them in little pouches to put away where they're supposed to live. Most of it I haven't. I think I did want to use these in the kit because they just need a bit of love. They're so close to being finished. I'm going to restrict myself to this. There has got to be enough of what I need because it's very random. So I'm not going to go and pull die cuts from anything else. This could be a challenge, but that's what it's going to be. And then as I was tidying up, I found this, and it's like a sort of a selection of buttons and brads, and I couldn't for the life of me work out why I did this and what I was thinking. And some of the flare badges kind of gave it away, although I don't think I'm going to use the rusted ones for this, because I thought that it might have been for my wedding album that I would put a selection and then just throw this box in with all the rest of the wedding embellies and stuff. I don't know for sure, can't really remember, but it's there. I put it together for some reason. It was for some kind of kit, so I'm just going to say I'll pull little bits and pieces from that. Now I haven't pulled any enamel dots or anything from the kit, so I guess I'm going to be restricted to brads and buttons. And again, old school vibe, perfect, huh? So anyway, that's my Scrap Backwards kit. Thanks so much for watching. Definitely go and check out what Scrappy Kathy and Scrappy Adam have picked. Now, after their kit share, they've gone and done their first video. They both use the same sketch, which I may or may not do. We'll see. Yeah, I don't know if it'll be Monday when I get back with a layout or two. But thanks for watching, and hope to see you back soon. Bye!